Let me tell you about two women I'll call Sandra and Kim. Same city, same age, 31. Both got their first real credit card the same month in 2018. Same bank, same $5,000 limit, same 24.99% APR printed in the fine print nobody reads. Sandra used hers the way the commercials told her to. Buy now, pay the minimum, earn the points, live your life. Kim used hers once, paid it off in full that same month, and never carried a balance again. Today, Sandra has $11,400 in credit card debt spread across 4 cards. She has never missed a payment. Her credit score is decent. She feels like she's handling it. She is not handling it. She's being handled. Kim has 0 credit card debt. She has $34,000 in a low-cost index fund. She drives the same car she drove in 2019. Same income. Same starting point. Different card habits. That's it. My name is Nick, and today we're going to expose what I call the credit card penalty. Not the interest rate you already know is high. The full system. The minimum payment trap. The rewards math nobody runs. The psychological engineering behind every swipe. And the quiet decision most people make at 22 that determines whether they build wealth or spend the next 2 decades funding a bank's quarterly earnings report. By the end of this, you'll see exactly how Sandra got there. And more importantly, how to never be Sandra. Let's start with where we are because the numbers are genuinely staggering and most people have no idea. Total American credit card debt crossed $1.17 trillion in early 2026. That is, a trillion with a T. It surpassed a previous all-time record set in 2023, blew past it, and kept climbing. The average American household carrying a balance owes approximately $10,479 on credit cards alone. Not total debt, just cards. The average credit card interest rate in 2026 is 21.47%. Some cards are sitting at 29.99%. Store cards routinely hit 32%. These are not fringe products. These are the cards in your wallet right now. To put that interest rate in context, if you invested money and earned 21% annually, you would be considered a generational investing genius. Warren Buffett has averaged about 20% over his entire career. The credit card industry is charging you Buffett-level returns in reverse. They are compounding against you at the same rate the greatest investor alive compounded for himself. Hold that thought. We are coming back to it. Now let's talk about how this machine actually works, because understanding the mechanics is the only way to see through the trick. Here is the trick. The minimum payment. When you carry a $5,000 balance on a card at 24.99% APR, and you make only the minimum payment each month, which is typically around 2% of the balance, or $25. Whichever is higher, here is what actually happens. Your minimum payment in month 1 is about $100. Of that $100, roughly $104 goes to interest. Wait, that means your minimum payment does not even cover the interest. Your balance goes up even when you pay. Let me run the real math. $5,000 balance, 24.99% APR. Minimum payments only. Time to pay off, 27 years. Total interest paid, $8 mil. You borrowed $5,000 and paid back $13,000. The bank made $8,000 off one balance on one card from one person who never missed a payment and considered themselves financially responsible. And here's the part that should make you genuinely angry. The minimum payment is not designed to help you pay off the debt. It is designed to keep you in the debt as long as mathematically possible while extracting maximum interest. The Card Act of 2009 actually forced banks to print on your statement how long it would take to pay off your balance, making only minimums. Banks lobbied hard against that requirement. They did not want you to see the number. Now you can see it, and most people still do not look. Now let's zoom out, because the minimum payment trap is just the entry-level part of this system. The real architecture is more sophisticated. It has 3 layers. The interest layer we just covered, the fee layer, and the rewards layer. And the rewards layer is where it gets truly insane. The fee layer first, because it is brutal and fast. Late fee, up to $41 per occurrence under current federal caps. Annual fees, anywhere from $0 on basic cards to $695 on the Amex Platinum. Cash advance fees, typically 3 to 5% of the amount plus immediate interest, with no grace period. Balance transfer fees, 3 to 5% upfront. Foreign transaction fees, 1 to 3% on every international purchase. Returned payment fees, up to $41. The average American pays about $180 a year in credit card fees alone, separate from interest. That is $180 for the privilege of having access to money that is not yours. But the fees are not the sneaky part. The rewards are the sneaky part. Here is how the rewards math actually works, and why almost nobody runs it correctly. Your card gives you 2% cash back on everything. Sounds like free money. Here is what is actually happening. When you swipe your card, the merchant pays an interchange fee to the card network, typically 1.5 to 3.5% of the transaction. That fee gets split between the bank, the card network, and a portion funds your rewards. So your 2% cashback is funded by a fee the merchant pays, which the merchant bakes into their prices, which means you are paying it whether you use the card or not. Cash customers subsidize rewards card users without knowing it. But here is the real problem with rewards math. It only works if you pay in full every month, without exception. Because 2% cash back on a $1,000 purchase is $20. But if you carry that $1,000 for just 1 month at 24.99% APR, you pay $20.83 in interest. You just gave back every penny of your reward plus a little extra. And most people do not carry a balance for 1 month. They carry it for months, for years. The entire rewards ecosystem is engineered around one behavioral assumption, that you will not pay in full. That eventually, you will carry a balance. And when you do, the bank does not just erase your rewards earnings. The bank earns 50 to 100 times more in interest than it paid you in rewards. The rewards are the bait. The interest is the trap. And the bait is extraordinarily well designed. Let's talk about the psychology, because this is where it gets uncomfortable. In 2001, MIT researchers Drazen Prelec and Duncan Simister ran a study where they auctioned off tickets to sold-out sporting events. Half the participants were told they had to pay cash. Half were told they could pay by credit card. The credit card group consistently bid significantly more, not a little more, significantly more, for the same tickets. The pain of paying is a real neurological event. When you hand over cash, your brain processes the loss. It registers. It creates friction that naturally limits spending. When you swipe a card, that friction is removed. The transaction feels abstract. The money does not feel like it is leaving, because in the moment, it is not. The credit card industry has spent decades and hundreds of millions of dollars optimizing for this exact neurological effect. The tap-to-pay feature that takes under a second, the one-click checkout online, the digital wallet on your phone. That does not even require you to take out a card. Every friction reduction innovation in payments is specifically designed to suppress the pain of paying, to make spending feel like it costs nothing, because the moment it feels like it costs nothing, you spend more. Third, attack the highest interest rate balance first, not the smallest balance, the highest rate. Every extra dollar you throw at the highest rate card saves you the most money in interest over time. This is mathematically optimal. It is called the avalanche method. It works. Fourth, if you have decent credit, look at balance transfer options. A 0% intro APR balance transfer card can buy you 12 to 21 months of interest-free paydown time. The transfer fee of 3 to 5% is almost always worth it compared to 24.99% ongoing interest, but only if you actually pay it down during the intro period. If you do not, you are right back where you started with a new card. Fifth, and most important, whatever you free up by eliminating card interest, invest it automatically, the same day your payment posts. Do not let it sit in checking. Do not let it become available spending money. Move it to an index fund, a Roth IRA, a high-yield savings account. Make it disappear from your spendable world before your brain can spend it. Sandra is 31. She has $11,400 in card debt, costing her $242 a month in interest. If she stops adding to the debt today, aggressively pays it down over 24 months, and then invests that $242 a month for the next 25 years at 7%, she ends up with approximately $197,000 at retirement from that one change alone. One change. No raise required, no second job, no lucky stock pick, just stopping the leak. That is the credit card penalty run in reverse. Every dollar that stops going to a bank and starts going to your future compounds for decades. The math that worked against Sandra for 8 years works for her for the next 25. The same mechanism, the same compounding, just pointed in a different direction. Here's the sentence I want you to take from this video. The credit card is not the problem. The balance is the problem. And the balance exists because the system was designed to create it, maintain it, and extract from it for as long as you will allow. Kim did not avoid credit cards. Kim avoided balances. That is the entire game.